back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Big welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here, for your support of me, your support of each other, especially in the comment section. A big welcome to everyone who has subscribed recently. Be sure to drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. I offer a chance to win a free reading for my subscribers who drop comments below any of my videos this month, and I'm drawing an extra name this month. So be sure to drop your comment below and hit your notification bell so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner. If you have found yourself here for the very first time, though, we would love to have you join us and join our beautiful soul family by dropping your comment below and entering for your chance to win a free reading. And we would just love to have you here, love to have your company. Please pull up a chair and grab yourself some snacks and get cozy because we're going to have a little chat. I do pick a card readings on this channel. And today's pick a card topic is all about the person on your mind. It could be in no contact because we're asking the question, are they happy now? And do they ever think about you? So we have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the orange leaf. And we have this beautiful Sophia card. Pile number 2 here with the purple leaf and the matrix. Pile number 3 with the red leaf and the mythic reality. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting from Spirit, and my timestamps are listed below as always. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, today's topic is all about the person on your mind. Are they happy now, and do they ever think about you? Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the orange little leaf, or perhaps to the Sophia card here, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, are they happy now? Do they ever think about you? Maybe you were drawn to this because of the beauty of the flower. Maybe you were drawn to it because Sophia resonates, the name Sophia resonates with you. This card is from the Magdalene Oracle, and this energy of Sophia is really actually talking about someone who is near to you and dear to you who actually needs some help. Someone who needs love and support at this moment, maybe even forgiveness from you as well. It kind of speaks to sort of 2 people who are very stubborn in the past and who still require each other's help, or who still require support for one another. So your person could be going through a difficult patch or something. So we'll see how that flows into your reading today. And that's what we're talking about today. We're asking, is your person happy? And do they ever think about you? Do you ever cross their mind? So we're going to start with, are they happy? That's where we're going to start. Pile 1, is their person happy? What is going on in their life? Are they happy now? Four of Wands. Five of Pentacles. Ooh. There's a big contrast there, a big contrast there, and there's the Five of Swords. So there's, I feel like this person could potentially, and take this as it resonates, this person could potentially be married or be in a relationship. Four of Wands is a celebratory energy. So there was celebration in their life, reasons to celebrate, partnerships perhaps, lots of abundance, but we have reached a rough patch. Your person's in a little bit of a rough patch right now. Page of Wands. Back of the deck is the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups. I'm going to clarify this reading. I feel like this person could be experiencing a lot of arguments, conflict, a lot of fives here, a lot of conflict in their environment, in their home potentially. I feel like some of these conflicts could be even financially based too for someone. You know, that causes a lot of upheaval. It's like if you're insecure, if you're feeling uncomfortable, it can create arguments, especially, you know, in the home. For someone watching, I feel like this person may have lost their job, if I'm honest. Yeah, I feel like they may have, I think there's an upheaval in their physical position, and I feel like that's causing a lot of stress in their environment. So I feel like there's conflict going on internally that is extrapolating to the other people in their life as well. And I just feel they don't feel, they're not feeling confident. They're not feeling fulfilled in their environment in this moment. They're feeling very restless. And I will say that I do feel like it is influenced by recent situations. Again, there's like been a big shift or upheaval in their practical life. And so now they're just feeling restless. They don't really know which direction to go into. And when we feel restless like that, our minds, our ego will automatically sort of flood us with nostalgia, because it's going to send us back to other comfort zones that we know and recall and feel comfortable in. So they're really flooded with these memories from the past. We have the Two of Cups. Back of the deck is the Judgment, and we have the Emperor. So I do feel like your person's going through a bit of a rough patch in their relationships and in their, even in their position in life. I feel like there's been some practical upheavals as far as their job site. They could have even moved during this period too, because their foundations feel really unsteady, and they are having travel, like they can't seem to move into a state of victory. It's like they need help. And that's what's interesting about the Sophia. It's like somebody needs our help. The sixes are here in reverse. It's like, I need somebody's help. And they don't even know how to pinpoint sort of how they need help, because they feel very aimless right now. They feel really aimless right now. They don't know which direction to go in. I do feel like this situation, their environment, I feel like it used to be really, really wonderful, really lush and abundant. And what's interesting is that now we have this Emperor, and he looks like he's been through a lot. You know, he's armored up like a knight to remind us that he once was. He's armored, but in behind him it looks like a desert. It looks dry, right? And so it's not that the Emperor's unaffected by this, because he's very knowledgeable of his surroundings, but he's also very protective of it. So this person wouldn't like to admit that things are going rough in their life, because the fear of the unknown is there too. But they feel like they're going through a bit of a rough patch, and they do feel like they are sort of distracting themselves by, you know, even emotionally exploring the past, emotionally exploring future opportunities too. But I think there's a big conflict going on in their life at this moment. But let's shift gears here a little bit and see, do they ever think about you? Do they ever think about pile number one? Do they think about pile one? Four of Swords. Three of Wands reversed. Knight of Cups. I keep hearing that song that keeps rolling through TikTok and through online. Sometimes I think about you, late night in the middle of June. I keep hearing that. There's a lot of nostalgia wrapped around their feelings for you, and they overthink. So they definitely have you on their mind, and you are a distraction from their responsibilities. So they overthink when it comes to you. So that safe spot that we're talking about, that nostalgic energy from the past, that would have you attached to it as well. Here's the Knight of Pentacles with the Two of Cups, and we saw the Two of Cups in the previous spread. So you're definitely on their mind, and you may be sort of the distraction that they're utilizing at this moment to get through this rough patch. Because it's like in that environment with you, they can put on this armor again of the Knight of Cups. You've noticed that armor that we were talking about with the Emperor is now sitting on the Knight of Cups, and it's just this reminiscent, innocent period of time that they flock to or they head towards, because they're experiencing frustration in their life right now. Frustration and they don't know which direction their life is going in. There's this upheaval that they're experiencing. And I feel like that's very common for a lot of people, especially during the current climate of the world. There's a lot of uncertainty about the future. And this person's uncertainty is creating conflict in their life right now. But it's also precipitating these overthinking, these thoughts of you, because it's flooding them full of nostalgic memories of a time and place when things were simpler, things were safer, they could be more emotionally vulnerable. And I think that they've thought about you for a really long time too. I think there's longevity here. The Temperance is all about patience and finding joy in their journey. I don't feel like this experience and the example that we're setting today for their current energy, that's not how their whole experience has gone. They're experiencing some issues right this moment, but overall they've tried to find joy in their journey. But lately it's been the frustrating delays that they've experienced in their own life has thrust them right back to the past. There is a sense of healing that it's kind of has gone unfinished too. So they may require apology from you because they worry a lot about your perception and how you view them at this moment. And they're really sort of possessive of the connection itself. It's interesting because the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, is a very possessive type of energy, and how they have been holding space for you despite all of their responsibilities in life, because they feel really connected to you, which is why their thoughts automatically flood to you, because they can, during times of conflict, they can justify with themselves, they can communicate with themselves about why their thoughts flock to you, because there's something special about you, so something special about the connection that went unnoticed or unfulfilled in the past. Nine of Pentacles. They also wonder how you've grown. That's another thought that floods through them. It's like, how has this person evolved? What do they look like now? Because so much time has passed. It's like you've gone from this innocent energy in their mind, and they want to explore the full-grown version of you. The Tower. Back of the deck is the Strength. And Queen of Swords. The thoughts of you have definitely ramped up of late, because they're going through these moments. Because they're going through this potential upheaval and this overthinking and the fear of the unknown. Everything's weighing down upon them because the future feels so scary for them. There is a sense of them feeling kind of intimidated by you, and by how anything that they would say to you would be received as well, how their thoughts of you would be received. So you may resonate with that message that you deserve an apology, because they're really insecure when it comes to you. And they feel like they've learned so much since the disconnect, and they wish that they could share that with you. We have the Strength energy, which I find really kind of interesting, that the Strength comes out during this period of upheaval, and their thoughts towards you are connecting to this strength. So it's like you are a source of strength for them, because it's like a time where they can grasp from the past this sense of confidence, this sense of purpose. So when they think about you, they're able to kind of harness some strength too. So that's very interesting. But you definitely float through their mind, especially lately, because they are having some conflict. Arguments, I feel. They are waiting for you. And their thoughts of you do go into the physical realm. The Temperance does speak to, it's like this person distracts themselves with physical thoughts, because the emotional thoughts become too heavy. Do you think about me? Ace of Cups. I feel like this person wishes that they could do a do-over. It says, I think we should see other people. It's also reversed. So there could be a third party here, so take that as it resonates to your situation. As I said, that there's a lot of reasons why this person could be experiencing a very complicated situation right now, but that definitely could have a lot to do with their home environment. I never imagined so much perfection. And this Nine of Pentacles is talking about how attractive they find you physically. And that's another thought that floats through their mind, is your physical attraction and how well you keep yourself. We have a candle. So the candle is still lit. It says you will be shown the way. It's like the Ace of Wands. So the spark is still there, but it's like being led through. You can see this candle almost looks like half burned. It's like they're carrying the candle with them. We have Seahorse, Family Matters, and Parrot. Someone will gossip about you and all of your secrets. So you can see the seahorse in this card is all wrapped up around a weed here, not allowing themselves to go forward because they're afraid of other people's judgments. They're afraid of a tower moment in their life. Oh, we got a lot going on here. Vulture, depression, worry, anxiety, something is against you. That is the Nine of Swords. That's very like ruminating energy. We have lightning. Control your anger. It's also speaking about the Tower. We have teardrops. Affairs with your family, and arrow. You're on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. It's talking about Cupid's arrow, but also talking about direction. And this came reversed. They don't know which direction to take. They're very restless because of the conflict. They're not seeing things clearly at this very moment. How do they feel at this moment? Do they think about pile number 1? You have released your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So you may be this person's ex. Again, I feel like there is a current upheaval that's happening with your person here. And they want to know you again, but it's like you have to start from square one again, because it's been such a long and lengthy separation. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond will deepen. And we do have children. Your love life is being affected by children already in place, or perhaps the two of you met when you were children and in school too, because there's a sense of having grown and evolved as well. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 1. A charm bowl, please, for pile number 1, the future of this connection in the bowl. What does the future hold for pile 1 and this person in the bowl? Now, this is a collective reading, so be sure to take what resonates and leave what does not. Future of this connection in the bowl. We have the Hanged Man reversed. We have the 3 of Cups reversed. We have the 7 of Wands reversed. So there's a lot of reversals here. There's a lot of hesitation. It's not that reunions aren't desired. It's that this person doesn't feel like you're supporting that, and you may be feeling like they're not supporting that. So there's also potential third party here. There's just a lot of complications that are creating a lot of issues for the reunion itself. And so this person in your mind has kind of stepped into a bit of a victim mode a little bit, a victim mentality. It's like they're worried. They are worried about the opinions of other people. It's like they're worried about looking like a traitor in some way too. And so it's like they're going to avoid powering through. They don't have the determination or the confidence to actually create change. So they may sort of just sit in their discomfort for a little while longer. Oops. We have learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. We have you. And it's kind of sweet, the you in the bowl, because it could be an initial, of course, but it's like talking about how everybody has a certain person, right? The whole world was in one room and you had to look for one person. We all have that one person. We have here the Sacred Heart of Jesus, somebody who needs to be more vulnerable. I choose strength. And we also have made with a smile with the sun. We have the turtle on his shell, which is the Knight of Pentacles, which is about responsibility and being very focused on responsibilities. You're some type of intoxication or intention. When they think about you, they really want reunions. We have the Hatchet, and we also have the Mermaid. So a siren, she's the Black Mermaid. So it's really speaking about someone, if I really enter into this intoxicating temptation, I am going to it'll be to my detriment. It will end something. We also have 2 honeybees. So you may find that you're in a similar boat to this person as far as their position in life. It's talking about self-sacrifice. It's talking about someone who sacrifices for the good of the hive or the good of other people. All right, pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I'd love to hear your story below in the comments section, and I would love for you to join our beautiful soul family if you haven't already by subscribing and hitting your notification bell. It truly helps me to bring you guys more content. I also offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the purple leaf, and this is your reading. Also the Matrix card. The person on your mind, are they happy now? And do they ever think about you? Now the Matrix card really speaks about how, trying to mold together all of the pieces of our experience and trying to make sense of why things happen is like trying to piece together a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. It's really, really difficult to understand why things happened within the dynamics of your connection the way that it did and what brought the two of you to this point. So I feel like there's a lot of reflection that both of you perhaps participate in. It's like, how did we end up here? How did we end up here? And what was the purpose of it all? It's like, why did we go through everything that we've gone through? Why are we still feeling the effects, the lingering emotional effects of this connection? If it just landed us in this position of disconnect. So there's this ruminating, perhaps overthinking, or an attempt to understand happening within the dynamics of your connection, which is perhaps what brought you to this reading today in the first place. So let's take a look here. We're going to start with, is your person happy now? So what's going on in their life? Are they content in their life? And then we're going to ask the question, do they ever think about you? So is your person happy now? Pile 2. Are they happy in the life that they've chosen? We have the 9 of coins. We have the 5 of wands. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. We have the Knight of Pentacles. It's interesting because there's a sense of this person sort of feeling a little bit smothered in their environment a little bit. We have here the Tower with the 8 of coins coming up as the back of deck. I'm going to just clarify this as I go. There's a sense of them. I feel like they're content. Like there's a contentment coming in. They face some pretty practical challenges all of the time. And I feel like this person does really care about what other people think of them. This is the type of person that I feel like really values the family unit, or they really value hitting certain checkpoints, and they're proud of what they've built. So that's the good thing, is that they're really proud of what they've built. I don't think that their path has always been easy, and I don't think it's always easy specifically with their relationships. Because I feel like if they have a partner, if they're the divine masculine or divine feminine, and they have a partner, I feel like there's some moments where they feel a little bit smothered in that environment. 7 of coins, or 7 of cups. Seven of coins. And as much as they value their position, and I feel like work-wise, I feel like this person works really hard, and I think that they are someone who is respected in their field of work too, and that makes a difference to them. Like they're really proud of that. They're proud of that fact. It stresses them out to think of people not thinking that they're really capable, and I feel like this person really worries about that. They're worried that they're putting on a show and that other people are going to see that they're not, especially in the work realm. I don't know why that's coming up, but they're just really worried that other people aren't going to think they're as capable as they actually are, even though they are really capable. I do feel like in their current environment, in their current relationship, there is an impatience that they have to experience, and they wear masks there. So this seems like a quiet person who doesn't really share a lot necessarily. Like it's like the strong silent type is what I'm hearing. And when they do feel sort of frustrated with this overbearing energy from a female in their life, I feel that they wear masks. Even though it frustrates them a lot, it really riles them up, and it really makes them ponder their choices. I think that they ponder their choices quite a bit sometimes because of the frustration they feel in their romantic realm sometimes. But it's only sometimes. I think that this person, they juggle it well. They juggle it well. I feel that they could have children as well, so take that as it resonates. And that's something that brings them a lot of purpose. We have the 6 of Cups, and we have the Emperor. But if you'll notice here with this particular Emperor, the sword stuck in the stone, like King Arthur, and here the sword is reversed. So there's a lot of stress associated with paths that they did not take. And, you know, I feel like that's a very natural way for our lives to sort of head to. It's like we reach a point of frustration and we're like, well, what could have happened for us? Maybe I could have avoided this frustration by taking a different road. Because they do reminisce about the past. We can't lie about that. We're going to get into that in a moment with their energy towards you. But there is this long braid coming down here. This long braid coming down off of the tower that they've built. They've built up a strong foundation. And they're proud of that foundation. You can even see the lightning's hit it, but it hasn't crumbled yet. So they've reached rocky points in their life, but they've powered through those rocky points. But this 7 of Swords, the Hermit, as much as they power through and they keep facing forward, there is that shadow from the past that is still afoot. Because if you look at the smoke, like where there's smoke, there's fire. So that fire that they thought they had left behind hasn't completely, it's just still in embers, but it's still there. And with the right elements, we can get it fueling like an inferno again, right? So they do reminisce about the past quite a bit. But I feel like there's a big contradiction between actually taking steps and removing the sword from the stone and sort of wielding my truth, because there's a lot of fear of this crumbling, and they've invested a lot of time, a lot of years, a lot of energy into this tower, so they're very hesitant to let that truth out. And I want to clarify this Queen of Cups actually before we move on to your section of the reading. I just heard till death. So there's the Judgment. So here's the Page of Pentacles and there's the Eight of Swords. So they do feel restricted from creating change right now, because I just heard till death with this person. So they could be married, but it doesn't mean that they don't think about what could have been if they had just made different choices. In fact, some of that reality has hit them hard because they've had some sort of epiphany over someone from the past, and that may be you, because we're going to look into that in a moment. But you can see here the Moon card. There's a picture of the lobster on the tree, and on the fence is this skull, and it's being impaled. And there is this look of horror on the impaled skull. It's like reality and grief has hit this person. It's howling at this castle that it can't quite get to because it's created this other prison of its own design. You can see all the fence line. Lots of abundance, lots of dog here, everything. There's all sorts of stuff here. But it's something we can't achieve, right? We're howling at something we can't achieve. So let's take a look at, do they think about you and what those thoughts are? Do they think about pile 2, please? Do they ever think about pile number 2? The Chariot. They think about their decisions in the past quite a bit. The Queen of Swords along with the Ace of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords. The Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups that we're dealing with here is definitely ruminating energy about you. Nostalgia from the past. Somebody that they really hold very beautiful energy around you. Like it's very innocent. And we have the Four of Wands. They definitely think about you. Here's the High Priestess, but they keep it secret. It's like their dirty little secret or something with this Ace of Swords reversed. They're too stressed to bring forward how they truly feel, or what their minds sort of naturally head towards during times of conflict. Here's the Devil. So it's not just thoughts about you. It can be obsessive thoughts about you. And a lot of it has to do with their decisions and the choices that they made in the past as well. Now, as much as they have a lot of shoulda, coulda, woulda mentality surrounding the thoughts of you, they're also very logical, very practical person, because they're recognizing that they sort of have to release, like their position, perhaps your position. It's like there's a necessity to release and take on sort of a new position, but it stings, right? The nettle stings. It provides opportunity because it's very medicinal. We can use the nettle to create all sorts of medicinal products, but at the same time, it can sting when you handle it. And so this clear cutting, this sense of having to move forward, having to sort of, it's like I chose my path and now I need to be dedicated to that path. And it feels like a dedication, but it hurt them to do it. And even the Ten of Swords here, this alfalfa, it really talks about how, this alfalfa is grown in fallow fields, corn and soya, for example, that have depleted the soil's nutrients. So they'll grow alfalfa for a season to replenish those nutrients. And it's talking about how it took a lot of time, a couple of seasons, for them to be able to replenish themselves, to be able to completely, and that I don't even want to say completely release, because they're still ruminating with that energy. They're still thinking about you. And it's very innocent in nature. It's very sweet thoughts about you as well. Just about where it could have led the two of you. But I do feel like this person is grounded and practical enough that they're actively trying to release. They're actively trying to sit in their present moment and embrace it fully. It's not always easy, and I feel like the person or people in their life don't make it really easy either all the time. But I also feel like the person that they're with has good intentions and does have a good heart, and they see that too, because there's a certain amount of permanent love that comes through as well. So it's difficult for them to release. It stings them to have to take on a new opportunity, and that's what they're presenting it as. It's not even presented as the Ace of Cups, which is a new emotional start. It's a new opportunity for them that they can't pass up. So it's like a necessity. It's like, I have to replenish my earth. I have to clear out the old clutter, or else I'm never going to be able to detach from this. And that feels like an exhausting endeavor. It's like being chased by a serial, I just saw that movie Jason, where they chase you around. And I always thought, if I was being chased by a serial killer and he was just relentless, I would just turn around and be like, okay, I'm done running. Just take me, because I'm just done running. And that's what's like, they're tired of running from their own thoughts. So they do think about you, pile number 2, but it's obsessive, and they are noticing that that's a problem. Because when we had that devil energy earlier, it's, the devil is something that's not good for us. We have here the kangaroo, unsettled times, wanting to plan ahead, and that's what the hermit does. We saw the hermit in the future. So this person's very focused on growth and keeping things steady. We have lighthearted, carefree time. When they think about you, I feel like that's really when it precipitates the most thought is when they are weighed down with all their responsibilities, because you represent a levity, or a period of time that was lighter. We have here boots, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goal. And we have wedge, someone is trying to come between you, a friend, or someone that you want. And that's why they're trying so hard to release. It's so hard for them. That's what Spirit really wants you to take away from this reading, is they feel forced to increase their efforts, or else they're not going to do it. This wedge that's getting in between of getting in the way of their experience is like persistent, is like overthinking, obsessive energy over you. And they just recognize that it's, if they want to achieve peace, they're going to have to work harder at trying to break that bind, or break that bond. But I feel like it's really going to be hard. It's like we have to just learn how to allow that energy to pass over us like a wave. But they're trying really, really hard to embrace their present energy. What are their thoughts, please, of pile number 2? I think that we should slow down. The Chariot with the number 7, 7 of Pentacles. I do feel like it was slowdowns and indecision that really affected your connection in the past too. They do think about you in a physical sense, and I feel it's because they never had a chance to explore that realm with you. So that's kind of feels like a summit they'd like to climb. We have Ace of Cups, and I'm terrified, which is why perhaps they present it as the Ace of Pentacles, because it stings. It's like it scares them to think about ending the cycle and releasing. They're afraid to talk because of the consequences could be on their environment. Back of the deck says, the truth is I want to start a family with you. We have will you choose me in reverse as well. I do feel like this person could already have children. That's not for everyone. That's just for someone specific. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. And we have here Flame Tree, the start of something new. And we have thinking of you. So absolutely they think about you. We have achievement though, keeping focused on their goal. And that's really what they're trying to do. They do have something new in their life, or they are trying to embrace their current energy, even though it's not always perfect. There are challenges. There's impatience associated sometimes with their current energy, but they're trying really, really hard to focus on a new foundation at this time. And it really brings us back to the Matrix energy of not really understanding the hows and whys and what certain lessons are meant for, and why we have to go through certain painful lessons with certain souls. And they're really overthinking that as well. Let's get a charm pull for you, pile number 2. Oh, we already have a charm from the last reading. Pile number 2, please. And that was the Sacred Heart of Jesus, so that could be, what is the future of this connection? Well, we have the Tower, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Eight of Pentacles is like this person's working really, really hard to not let that tower fall. Really, really, really hard. It's almost though like they're trying to fight a little bit of a losing battle when it comes to release, because they feel like releasing you is the key to that. I think that they are going to have a very difficult time releasing the connection, because the Six of Cups is really indicating past life connection. So there's a reason the two of you crossed paths, and it was to help each other ascend in some sort of way, or to bring each other to a certain sort of epiphanies, which the Tower is responsible for. So if this person's always working and raging against the epiphanies, it's really, really difficult for them to even move forward, even separately from the connection. But we see this person working really, really hard to avoid that tower falling in the future. We have the letter W. We also have the letter we. It's like we're in this together. We have the hatchet, so somebody needing to sever something. The mermaid is a temptation. We have here the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is about a separation that is difficult, but it's also perhaps practically based. It's talking about an emotional destitution. We have the key here. It's the black key. And we have love and beloved with a Minnie Mouse bow. So I think about children, little girls specifically. You may have known this person when you were young with the Six of Cups. That's really a young energy where the two of you may have established your connection. And love and beloved. I think of my name, Amy, when I see beloved, because my name, Amy, means beloved. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I'd love to hear your story below in the comments section, and I would love for you to subscribe, hit your notification bell and your like button, and be sure to drop me that comment so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check me out for a private reading through my Etsy account, and that link is below. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the red feather, or perhaps to the mythic reality card, and this is your reading. Now, what's interesting about this card, the mythic reality card, is you can see this beautiful rainbow, which is encouraging us to see things from the full spectrum, because this card really speaks about something that's causing you concern at present, because you're viewing the situation from only one perspective. So it's asking us to look with an open heart and mind and see a positive side that exists. It's talking about things going on in your present life that may sort of lead you to wonder about the present condition and other people's experiences as well. So we'll see how that flows into your reading today. We're asking the question, is the person on your mind happy now? And do they ever think about you? So we're going to start with, are they happy? What's going on in their life? Do they ever think about you as well? So you may be experiencing some upheaval in your own personal life if you were drawn to the mythic reality, which is sort of stealing some of your focus. And sometimes when we have an upheaval happening in our life, in the present moment, our consciousness, our mind will float to a place where we felt safer, or we feel like we made decisions that led us to this point. But we'll see how your person is feeling in their experience and see if there's a common ground that the two of you share. Are they happy now, please? The Hierophant, the King of Swords, Taurus energy and Libra energy very strong right now with this person. Then the Hermit. This person's a very focused person. They could own their own business or something. We have the Five of Swords. But I also saw the Ace of Pentacles. It's like they're struggling with a choice or something. We have the Knight of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the Seven of Wands. Let's clarify this message. Are they happy right now? The Emperor. To start with, I do feel like your person could be married potentially. There could be children involved as well, so take that as it resonates to your situation. That's not for everyone. This person has big plans for the future. But then we have the Six of Cups sitting out here right in the middle, which is, it's interesting because they're presenting as someone very forward facing, right? It's, well, not really the Five of Swords, but somebody who's really focused on their own journey. But it's like there's, this sort of floats in as a bit of a cog in that wheel. I think that this person is somebody who could run their own business or is in charge of their own realm because they're really authoritative. They keep coming forward with this energy of control. You have the Tower. We have the Ten of Cups. Back of the deck is the Four of Wands, and we have the Page of Swords with the Ace of Swords. And I'm going to clarify as I go forward here. But we're asking, is this person happy now? And I feel like this person has experienced a lot since your disconnect. I do feel like there's conflict in their life right now with this Five of Swords leading into the future. It's like they're trying to redirect their course. They're making big decisions about the future for themselves, perhaps for a family unit as well, which could involve children. You can see the children in the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles as well. And they're having a problem sort of focusing on this big change. For someone, I feel like this person could be starting a family. And that's a big, big upheaval filled with all sorts of possibilities. And actually, it's filled with lots of possibilities for them at this moment, too. I feel like they're starting a family. But with this giant upheaval, there's this sense of being pulled back to an innocent time, being pulled back before responsibility, being pulled back to a place and time from the past. Because they do, as much as they're forward facing and they're trying to make practical plans and they're trying to keep their feet solidly on the ground, their mind's floating to somewhere in the past in a very nostalgic type of way. But this change, this upheaval that's happening in their life is actually amazing upheaval and very positive upheaval. They're really worried about how it's going to affect them and affect their experience. They don't know if they're ready. That's what it feels like. They don't know if they're ready. So they are experiencing a lot of upheaval right now. You may be picking up on that in some sort of, way between the two of you, some sort of spiritual way. If you guys have a really strong connection, like the Six of Cups can indicate. But this is good change for them. They don't see it yet, but this is really, really good change for them. And as much as they're sort of anticipating what they're not ready for as far as the responsibility aspect, Spirit says what they're going to gain out of that pathway is so much more abundant than what they realize. So it's actually a wonderful upheaval that's going to transform the inside of them. It's going to make them, they think that they're already done learning. This person feels very cerebral. They think they're really smart, and they are. But Spirit says they have another lesson, another chapter of their life to enter into, to learn even more, to open up awarenesses that they never ever thought that they knew or that they needed to be opened. And this is actually a new pathway for their happiness. So they're going to be moving into a wonderful sort of moment of their life. But because of this sudden upheaval, and I feel like it's unexpected a little bit, like this starting of a family or the starting of something new. It feels really sort of unexpected, like it wasn't a part of the original plan for this person, but it's exactly what they need, is what Spirit is saying. So they're not 100% in this very moment. They're not feeling happiness as an outcome, as a primary feeling. They're not feeling happiness. There's a sense of them celebrating something. But they're not 100% sold that it's a happy celebration yet, but it will be. It will be down the line. It's causing some emotional upheaval inside of them. And again, you could be picking up on some of that too. You could have very sort of clairvoyant type of energy surrounding you, or clairsentient energy surrounding you. So you may be picking up a lot on that energy. But ultimately, Spirit, they want you to understand that it's going to move into a period of peace and happiness for them. So if you're concerned about them becoming happy, Spirit says they'll get there. They're not ready for this change. But like most major upheavals like this, we don't really see it coming, or it's an upheaval that shakes us and changes everything, but it's actually in this case something really, really positive coming in for them. So let's shift gears here and see, do they ever think about you? do they ever think about pile number 3, please? We have the King of Cups. Over top of the Hierophant, Eight of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles. The Six of Cups. Yes, they do. I feel like they try to fight against it. I feel like they really do try to fight against it because it's hard. It sucks them back to an insecurity that they're not comfortable with, right? Even the King of Cups, as soon as I put him down, it's like they turned his back on the emotion for lieu of this new path. And as much momentum as he threw behind that intent, and as much momentum as that sort of brought him to the position that they're in right this moment, all of a sudden these emotions still, they keep trailing. They keep trailing. I just saw the Five of Swords. So that's adding to the conflict. It's adding to the conflict because this big movement, this monumental shift in their position, they feel like will communicate a lot to you and cause perhaps some internal conflict for you. But there's this confidence. They act like they don't. Here's the King of Pentacles, even the horse looking back at his rider. It's like, who do you think that you're fooling? It's like you're acting so victorious, but you're pulled in this direction. You're trying to move forward in victory, but this past keeps trailing on. Here's the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, the Temperance. I feel like perhaps it's been a long period of disconnect here. This King of Pentacles is sitting very comfortably. And I feel like this person has done very well for themselves as far as finances, as coin position, this upheaval that's coming. I just don't think that they had anticipated it yet, or because it's like happening suddenly. They didn't anticipate it yet, but that could have been a goal for them down the line as children and family. But there's a certain amount of, when they think about you, this position of something concrete and physical, something we're growing, this emotion that's surrounding you is still present, even despite the fact that that position is in place. And there's the Three of Swords. So there's heartbreak associated with the longevity of not being able to see you, perhaps, but they're trying to make the best of their journey now. And that's what the Temperance is all about, is finding joy in the journey, no matter what our mythic reality brings us to, no matter where our path kind of takes us. It's about trying to make the best, and that's what this person's trying to do. You're still there amidst this, trying to make the best of my journey. You're still in there, weaved into their experience. But they try to fight against the thoughts because they feel like it's a weakness in them. And it's more a weakness when we avoid our emotions. That's truly more of a weakness than actually embracing them and surrendering to them. But they feel like it's a weakness, so they try to fight against it, and they try to almost convince themselves that they're unrealistic about the situation or about you and how you feel. What do they think about pile number 3, and what do they think about? We have here peace. Says dissolving unwanted or disrupting thoughts, and that's what they try to. They're trying to dissolve them because they're not serving me. They're keeping me in the past, and they won't let go. And it's like they can't move on, or otherwise they wouldn't be seeking out the peace. We have thinking of you, a loving thought and serendipity. And then it says the eternal dance, the struggle. You can see she's struggling in those reads. The eternal dance, movement, wheel of life, and the path of least resistance. There's movement. Everything's in constant motion. This person's life is ticking along, but their least resistance, or the path of least resistance that they took with you, definitely has had an influence on their path today. And then taking sort of the easy road out and avoiding their emotions has become a theme for them. But that's why Spirit says this honestly, this epiphany, this, especially for someone specific watching where they're starting a family, that's what they need. They need this big breakthrough. They need these little souls to come in and break through this person's armor, to give them the permission to be a vulnerable soul again. We have teardrops, great personal sorrow. And we have here feathers, someone you know is undependable and insincere. It's like the Ace of Swords, the feather. And we have the Skull, hidden secrets that can harm you. And Mountain Road, you're on the road to success. The back of the deck says, Bo, you are highly thought of. So they definitely think about you, and you are highly thought of. This is rose-colored glasses when it comes to you. But there's a certain amount of reality that has hit this person, and it's a truth that they can't unsee. And so they're trying to just climb the mountain of success. And it's a hard journey. That's a steep cliff, you know. But if they feel like if they can just get to the summit, if they can just get to that peak, if they can just fulfill all of the sort of check marks in life that they're supposed to, that they'll be able to overcome and survive the pain that's still holding on from the past as well. Do they ever think about you? What are their thoughts of pile number 3? What are their top thoughts of pile 3, please? I'm patiently waiting for the right time. The Temperance energy. We saw that earlier with, where'd it go? I think it's on the other deck. The Temperance energy of waiting. But I feel like waiting didn't do them a good service in the past. And they're trying to make the best out of their journey so far. I want to give you just as much as you give me. The Six of Pentacles. But it's a recognition that it's very imbalanced right now. That the communication is not balanced, that there is perhaps no communication here. I shouldn't have doubted my intuition. They shouldn't have doubted their own good opportunity for an emotional new start. It says, we're fated to meet again, the 10, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and they feel really stuck in that regard. Here's the 10 of Wands. I have too many responsibilities. It's like, even though I feel like we have a fate associated with our connection, my responsibilities stop me from being able to create a serendipitous reunion. They feel stuck in a rut there. I didn't want you to rely on me. Is at the back of the deck, the Three of Pentacles. So this, their current situation could involve a very strong foundation at this point that they are now building upon. Whoops, let's get a charm bowl for you. Pile number 3. What is the future of this connection in the bowl? Pile number 3, what do you see happening in the future? Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups. There's definite delays in any type of gratification. And this Queen of Wands, you could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. They don't see a lot of movement in this connection, but they are also sort of coming forward with this mythic reality card for you at this point with this Four of Pentacles reverse. It's about going through something in your life currently. It could be something financial, could be something with your home or your relationships that's creating a real upheaval within you, which is, it's creating perhaps a real upheaval and creating this desire to have things change now. It's like, I don't want to wait for shifts. The Queen of Wands, it's like, I'm tired of waiting for my shift to come in. She's frustrated. And that Four of Pentacles is really talking about a situation in your life right now that may be creating sort of this, an apathy in you, or it's like creating a lack mindset in you as well. And this situation with this person from the past, this made you feel abundant. This made you feel perhaps attractive and bold and forward facing. It's like we felt like our feet were solidly on the ground with this connection. And so now our minds are floating back to this connection when we're in a period of upheaval ourselves. So take that as it resonates to your situation. They don't see a lot of movement happening here. We have the rolling pin and we have I. We have forever. It's like there is a very strong connection here that will last, has lasted for multiple lifetimes. There's it's a connection that defies reason with the Six of Cups. So there's lingerings. There's always going to be sort of thoughts that flow through this Emperor. You can see this big line of white here. It's like thoughts that just come in when they're in the midst of their journey. We have the cupcake, somebody who wants their cake and eat it too. Bananas, I think about friends. We have two whale tails. One's the pink and one's the blue, going with the flow. Surrender, going with the flow of the situation. We have the key with the wings, so somebody who feels restricted, but who is actually the key to creating change. And we also have the unicorn, which is indicating a very special connection. And when connections are this intense and this special, they're worth the steps we're guided to take, Spirit says. We also have here the rolling pin. I think of domestic energy. I think of children, baking. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I'd love to hear your story in the comment section below, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell and your like button. It helps me to bring you guys more content. If you feel called for a private reading, that link is below for Etsy. But I really hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.